Good morning students, welcome back to online classes once again. Today we will start new chapter 4, Roman numerals. We are having table for Roman numerals. Roman numerals we always write in the form of letter I, V, X, L, C, D and M. All these letters are Roman numerals, and there is numeric value of each Roman numerals. 1 is the value of I, 5 is the value of V, 10 is the value of X, 50 is the value of L, 100 is the value of C, 500 is the value of D, and 1000 is the value of M. Understood? There are some rules for writing Roman numerals. The first rule is letters I, X, C and M can be repeated up to 3 times. I repeat, letters I, X, C and M can be repeated up to 3 times. The repetition of Roman numeral means addition. Understood? Here I is 2 times. The value of I is 1. Then we will add 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. X, 10 plus 10 is equal to 20 because the value of X is 10. Here 3 times C. The value of C is 100. 100 plus 100 plus 100 is equal to 300. Similarly, M. The value of M is 1000. 1000 plus 1000 is equal to 2000. It means these letters I, X, C and M we can write up to 3 times. And one note is there. What? V, L and D are never repeated. Means except these 3 letters we can repeat remaining letters up to 3 times. And these 3 letters V, L and D are never repeated. It means we will write these letters only 1 time. Understood? The second rule is whenever a letter of smaller value is written to the right of a letter of greater value, the values of both the letters are added. It means if letters are given and a letter of smaller value is written to the right letter of greater value, in that case we will add the values of the letters. How? Example, V and I. The value of I is 1 and the value of V is 5. We can see 1 is smaller than 5 and it is the right side of V. So we will add 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. Similarly, this L, X and I. The value of I is 1, the value of X is 10 and the value of L is 50. First of all, we will see these 2 letters. 10 is smaller than 50. I have told you a letter of smaller value is written to the right of letter of greater value. In that case, we will add the values. 50 plus 10. And in this, 1 is smaller than 10. 10 plus 1 is equal to 71. Understood? Let's see one more example. MC. The value of M is 1000 and the value of C is 100. 100 is smaller than 1000. So we will add 1000 plus 100 is equal to 1100. The rule number third is whenever a letter of smaller value is written to the left of a letter of greater value, the values of both the letters are subtracted. I repeat, whenever a letter of smaller value is written to the left of a letter of greater value, the values of both the letters are subtracted. And we know that we always subtract smaller value from greater value. Understood? There are sub-rules in rule number 3. The first one is V, L and D are never subtracted. I repeat, letters V, L and D are never subtracted. For example, VL, the value of V is 5 and the value of L is 50. 50 minus 5 is equal to 45, but it is wrong. Why? Because there is a rule. V, L and D are never subtracted. That's why it is wrong. What is the correct one? X, L, V. The value of X is 10. The value of L is 50 and the value of V is 5. We can subtract L and X. 50 minus 10 50 minus 10 plus 5 is equal to 45. Out of these two examples, this one is wrong and this one is correct. Understood? Second, I can be subtracted from V and X only. I can be subtracted from V and X only, not from other letters. Understood? Let us see example. IL is equal to 50 minus 1. Is equal to 49. It is wrong. Why it is wrong? Because there is a rule. I can be subtracted from V and X only. But here I is subtracted from L. That's why it is wrong. X, L, I, X. The value of L is 50, X is 10, I is 1 and X is 10. 50 minus 10 because it is having greater value than X. So 50 minus 10 plus sign. This one is also greater than 1. 10 minus 1 is equal to 49. This one is correct. The third one is X can be subtracted from L and C only. I repeat, X can be subtracted from L and C only. Fourth, C can be subtracted from D and M only. I repeat, I can be subtracted from V and X only. X can be subtracted from L and C only, and C can be subtracted from D and M only. Understood? The fifth one is a letter of smaller value can be written to the left of a letter of greater value only once. I repeat, a letter of smaller value can be written to the left to a letter of greater value only once. For example, X, X and C. It is having smaller value and it is having greater value. But a letter of smaller value is written 2 times to the left of a letter of greater value. That's why it is wrong. What is the correct one? X, C. 100 minus 10 is equal to 90. This one is correct. Because here X is only one time and here it is 2 times. That's why this one is wrong and this one is correct. Similarly, this one. I is having smaller value than X and it is 2 times. That's why this one is wrong. Understood? Rule number 4. If a smaller numeral is placed between 2 greater numerals, then it is always subtracted from the larger numeral to the right of it. I repeat, if a smaller numeral is placed between 2 greater numerals, then it is always subtracted from the larger numeral to the right of it. Let us see example. CXL. The value of L is 50. The value of X is 10 and the value of C is 100. We can see 10 is smaller than 50 and 100. So, it is subtracted from 50. Why? Because there is a rule. If a smaller numeral is placed between 2 greater numerals, then it is subtracted from the larger numeral to the right of it. And to the right of it, what is there? 50. That's why 10 will be subtracted from 50. 100 plus 50 minus 10 is equal to 114. Understood? The rule number 5 is to multiply the value of numeral by 1000, a small bar is put over the numeral. I repeat, to multiply the value of numeral by 1000, a small bar is put over the numerals. Let us see example. VII is equal to, the value of I is 1 and the value of V is 5. In this we will add the values. Why? Because a letter of smaller value is written to the right of a letter of greater value. Understood? That's why we will add. 5 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 7. The same Roman number is here. But what is different? There is a horizontal line and this horizontal line is called bar. And it is showing that we will multiply the value of this Roman number by 1000. What is the value of this one? Is 7. Because of this bar, we will multiply this 7 by 1000. So, 7 into 1000 is equal to 7000. Understood? For today, only this much. Keep practice at home. Thank you.